No, this situation has escalated very, very quickly. There are people that have breached the inside of the U.S. Capitol. Protesters somehow were able to get through the front doors, and they are now currently inside the U.S. Capitol right this second. House members were just told that they should be prepared to get low down on their chairs if the House floor is breached, which we've been told is locked. We have members of Congress who are in their offices. The U.S. Capitol Police have put out instructions to all members of Congress as well as Capitol reporters to act as if there is an active shooter. They basically gave instructions. Stay away from windows, stay away from doors, get low. These are all kinds of instructions that they would give if there was some kind of breach or an active shooter situation. There is not one, but we do know that there are people currently that are inside the U.S. Capitol.
Samantha-Jo, let me stop you for just a second, because we're now looking live at inside the Capitol, and you can hear the yelling happening from inside the rotunda of the Capitol building. We just watched some people make their way from one side to the other, and the ruckus inside that space is incredible. Now, you also had reported that your sources had talked about suspicious packages found near the Capitol?
Yeah, we were told also part of the reason why some of those buildings may have been evacuated is because they found some suspicious packages, which one staffer said they believed may have been a pipe bomb. This has not been confirmed by the U.S. Capitol Police, but we do know that they were dispatched to the area. They were investigating, but it really does seem like this crowd is just it's just very large, and they were not able to stop them from getting inside. One of my colleagues recently just posted a video of, the very front doors of the Capitol being broken, glass shattering everywhere. No one ever, we've never seen anything like this before. It's really a very scary situation.
Now, we had also received word that the House of Representatives had, both the Senate and the House had adjourned their debate, obviously because of what we had just mentioned. But do you have information that the House may have started their debate again?
I am not entirely sure what happened. I do know that there are a number of members who are inside the chamber currently. I'm not entirely sure what they are doing.
Yeah.
But, I know that even, members of the press were told that they could go inside some of these chambers if it was breached. It's unclear if any of them are inside, but it's a very tense situation, and the U.S. Capitol is usually one of the most secure places in this country. And the fact that these protesters were able to get in and storm the crowd is just extremely unsettling.
It absolutely is. We're also now, Samantha-Jo, getting word that the D.C. mayor has issued a curfew. We have a tweet from them as well. Let's see if we can bring that up on the screen, and I can read that one to you. Essentially, this curfew today, Mayor Muriel Browser ordered a citywide curfew for the District of Columbia from 6 p.m. today until 6 a.m. on Thursday. So a 12-hour curfew beginning 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Now, during the hours of the curfew, no person other than persons designated by the mayor shall walk, bike, run, loiter, stand, or motor by car or other modes of transportation upon any street, alley, park, or other public place within the district. This is incredible. The curfew imposed by the mayor's order shall not apply to essential workers, including working media with their outlet-issued credentials when engaged in essential functions, including travel to and from their essential work. Samantha-Jo, it sounds like this D.C. is about to close for the night, coming up in about 3.5 hours.
Yeah, that's a pretty serious warning from the mayor there. That's way more strict than we even saw during any of the coronavirus events. And, and another update that we have here is we were just told that, the police officers have dispersed tear gas in the rotunda, and members are being told to put on gas masks.
That is incredible. Tear gas in the rotunda of the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah. This situation is very much escalating. We've never seen anything like this before. I mean, members of Congress that I know are, sheltering in place in their offices if they are not currently on the House floor or on the Senate floor. And to see that breach inside the U.S. Capitol and inside of these office buildings, it's just pretty remarkable. Senators have been told to stay away from doors, from windows. We know that Senator Grassley, the president pro temp, who is the most senior member of the U.S. Congress in the Senate, he's been taken to a secure location. We do know that Pence also is taken to a secure location. So, this is a very, very serious situation, and it's unclear if the U.S. Capitol Police were really prepared for this amount of people.
It's interesting. It wasn't that long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, that the president tweeted to all of his folks, hey, be sure to be in Washington, D.C. on the 6th. He said, it's going to be wild. I mean, I think learning the development of this protest and what planning went behind it and what people knew and what people didn't know is going to be very interesting as we go throughout the night.
Yeah, and we did have some warnings that this may happen. It's part of the reason why I'm not there right now, because I had some inclination that things could get very chaotic. So there were some signs that, this kind of thing was going to happen, organizing via social media. So, there's going to have to be a very intense autopsy done here on what kind of security breaches there were and why, the city of Washington, D.C., the Capitol Police were not prepared to stop these protesters from breaching the U.S. Capitol.
I think we're also going to be interested to hear what President-elect Joe Biden has to say about this. Of course, he had scheduled a press conference at 2:30 this afternoon to talk about economic issues.
Yes. I think a lot of people are anxiously awaiting that, to hear from the president-elect right now. This is a very chaotic ending to this presidency currently. I mean, people are fighting with police inside the U.S. Capitol, broken glass. It's unclear if people are hurt. This is a very, very serious situation. So, we're going to need to hear some guidance from our leadership, both from the current president and the president-to-be. The scenes that we're seeing right now are just stunning.
One of the things I was talking about earlier with Josh Robin, who's in Atlanta right now, but about this process today with the Senate and the 2020 Electoral College and certifying that vote. And the way he described it to me was once one state protests and then they get a second from either a House or a Senate representative from that same state, this adjournment happens. There's debate for 2 hours, and then they come back together to say what the resolution of that debate is. Then they go to the next state. This process could continue well into the night.
Yeah, this is a very lengthy process. And, in years past, this has been something that we've seen that has been finished within a couple of minutes. This has been very ceremonial, very mundane. But this process we were expecting to happen in the overnight hours, potentially for hours on end. So it's really unclear if this is going to continue as the way it has. But, it's very clear that violence has broken out in our nation's capital inside the halls of the U.S. Congress, a symbol of freedom and a symbol of, this is where our lawmakers do their work and many members of the media and Capitol Police work. So it's a pretty chaotic scene. It's unclear, how they're going to be able to continue their work.
Yeah. Somewhat of a sad day for our country, that's for sure. Hey, Samantha-Jo, I want to bring you up to speed a little bit. We just saw a new tweet now from the president. President Donald Trump just tweeted a few moments ago, please support our Capitol Police and law enforcement. They are truly on the side of our country. Stay peaceful. That seems to be in opposition to things he said in the past.
Yeah, it's unclear, what the president is trying to do here. But we